Adaptive learning is a way of organizing questions to make the whole study process much more efficient. The idea is simple. If you can't answer an easy question, there's no reason to ask you harder variations of that same question. In this example, if you don't know what molecules are made up of, which are atoms, then there's no reason to ask you about components of atoms. eReviewBook accomplishes this feat through a simple numbering system where instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, you see that there's a hierarchy created where this question is now 1.1, and this is 1.2, and this one's 1.3. So these three questions are considered to be harder variations of question 1. And if we wanted to have a harder variation of this question, we would simply number it 1.1.1, and so on. So we have these changes here. Why don't we go to test phase and take a look at this in action? So this is the same book. We'll keep the chapter on all and filter on all. And the mode we're now going to do is depth, because we're going to be drilling down into the questions. We'll clear out any answers, clear out any marks, and we'll start our session. Molecules are made up of what parts? We answer the question. Let's say we think it's water, and we advance. And we see that we skipped. There were 4 questions, and we only answered 1. And we got that one that we answered incorrect. And 3 were left unanswered. So, okay. So why don't we go to review mode and see what happened. We'll leave this in depth mode, and we'll start. Molecules are made up of what parts? And let's look at our answers. And we see that the right answer was atoms, but we answered water. And when we advance, we skip over the 3 that we got wrong. And what eReviewBook is doing here is it's allowing us to focus on those few questions. In this case, there's 1, but on this question that we don't understand. So instead of going into all the details of this question, let's focus on the broad question and see if we can learn that first before we get into the details. So let's go back into test mode. And this time, we'll clear out the answers from before. We'll clear out any marks, which should still be clear. And molecules are made up of what parts? And now you know that the answer is going to be atoms, because we learned that. And let's advance. And now we get into the other questions. What is the charge of an electron? And we're given the opportunity to answer that question, etc. That's depth mode.